Video games used to be built around one idea. You were the hero. The story revolved around you. You were the chosen one, the soldier, the savior, the person who mattered the most. The worlds of Final Fantasy VII, Halo, The Legend of Zelda, and God of War all placed you at the center of everything. Every quest, every cutscene, every battle reinforced the same fantasy. This world exists for you to save it. But somewhere along the way, that narrative began to unravel. In the last decade, games have started rejecting the singular main character model, not just for narrative experimentation, but because the culture around games has changed. Players no longer want to be the one. They want to be part of something. Ensemble casts, shifting perspectives, multiplayer storytelling, and shared world design have redefined what it means to be a protagonist. The old hero's journey, the lone savior conquering the world, has given way to something more complex and human. Stories about communities, collectives, and interconnected lives. The main character hasn't disappeared, it's just been decentralized. For decades, the hero's journey was gaming's default blueprint. From The Legend of Zelda to Mass Effect, players followed a familiar arc, a call to adventure, trials, transformation, and then victory. It worked because games were built around individual agency. You were the one pressing the buttons and making the choices. Naturally, you'd be the center of the story. But as storytelling has matured, developers begun to question that structure. Did every game need to revolve around a single chosen figure? Did heroism always need to mean dominance? Games like The Witcher 3 and God of War Ragnarok still rely on individual heroes, but even they complicate the formula. Geralt is no longer a traditional savior. He's a weary man, surrounded by others who shape his path. Kratos is not a solitary god-slayer anymore. His son Atreus becomes his equal in purpose. These games mark a transition from I am the hero to we are the story. Yet even these examples still operate within a heroic framework. The deeper transformation comes from games that distribute agency, where the story is not about one person's journey, but about everyone's. And one of the clearest signs of the death of the main character is the rise of these ensemble casts, stories told through groups rather than individuals. Take Octopath Traveler. Instead of one hero with one destiny, the game weaves 8 intersecting stories, each given equal weight. There's no central protagonist, the world doesn't revolve around one person, it's a mosaic of perspectives. The structure feels strange at first, almost disjointed, but that's its power. It reflects life itself. No one story defines the whole picture. Or look at Grand Theft Auto 5. For years, open-world games had a single-player character whose actions shaped the city. GTA 5 split that identity into 3, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor, each representing different parts of the American dream. Their stories overlap, clash, and complement each other. You're not playing one man's rise, but a society's dysfunction. Even in narrative-driven titles like Until Dawn or The Quarry, the power lies in the collective. Every character matters, not because they're the hero, but because their survival or death changes the group's dynamic. The player's empathy becomes distributed, forced to care about multiple people rather than one. This ensemble approach has become the new emotional grammar of storytelling. Games are no longer asking, who is the hero? They're asking, how do people depend on each other? As gaming moved online, another shift began, from individual identity to shared experience. In multiplayer and live service titles, there is no main character. Every player is one among thousands, and together they build the narrative. Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV, and Sea of Thieves exemplify this collective storytelling. Each player's journey matters, but only as part of a larger world in motion. The story is a shared activity. Raids, events, discoveries, these are all shaped by cooperation rather than destiny. The real protagonist isn't you, it's the community. In No Man's Sky, the concept goes even further. The universe is infinite, procedurally generated, and indifferent to your existence. Yet players form alliances, build colonies, and name planets, leaving traces of their presence in a vast, lonely galaxy. It's not about one explorer changing the universe, it's about countless explorers making it meaningful together. Even competitive spaces like Apex Legends and Overwatch rely on ensemble identity. Each hero is part of a team. The power is only truly effective when coordinated with others. The story doesn't belong to any single one of them, it belongs to the team. This collective structure mirrors how we now experience connection in the real world. Online communities, fandoms, and social spaces have made identity more fluid and shared. We no longer need to be the center of the universe, we just need to belong to one that feels alive. Single character storytelling often gives us certainty, a clear point of view, a moral anchor. But games today increasingly embrace multiplicity, multiple truths, multiple perspectives, multiple protagonists who see the same world differently. Games can split the narrative into fragments of thought, emotion, and instinct. Take for example 13 Sentinels, a sci-fi epic that across 13 lives reveals a new angle on the same mystery. Or games that weave social and moral perspectives that force players to recognize that they aren't the sole authority. They're one viewpoint among many. This fragmentation challenges the myth of the lone hero. It suggests that truth isn't something one person discovers, it's something everyone builds together, piece by piece. In a way, it's more honest to life itself, where every story intersects with countless others. The death of the main character isn't about removing the hero, it's about decentralizing them, replacing certainty with connection, and individuality with interdependence. But perhaps the most profound change isn't narrative, it's psychological. In early games, the player's identity and power were inseparable. You weren't just playing the hero, you were the hero. But modern games increasingly push you to see beyond yourself. In Outer Wilds, you're a small being in an ancient cosmic cycle. In Death Stranding, you're one link in a chain of people rebuilding the world. In Tunic, you explore a world that doesn't care whether you exist or not. These games diminish your importance, but in doing so, they make the world feel more meaningful. The shift mirrors something in our culture, a growing awareness that the self is not the center of the story. In an age of social networks, shared spaces, and collective storytelling, we've learned to find identity not in isolation, but in relation. That's what the new era of game expresses so beautifully, that meaning doesn't come from standing alone at the top of the mountain, but from walking alongside others on the way up. The death of the main character isn't the end of heroism, it's the evolution. Games no longer need a single chosen one to carry their stories, because the medium itself has changed. And so have we. Our stories have become plural, our heroes collective. Whether it's an ensemble cast, a multiplayer world, or a community-driven experience, modern games show us that strength isn't found in standing apart, it's found in standing together. The old hero's journey gave us purpose through power. The new journey gave us purpose through connection. Maybe that's the truest kind of progress gaming has ever made, realizing that every player is part of the story, not because we're the main character, but because we never were. Hey, thank you so much, as always, for taking a little bit of time here today to spend it with me and watching this video. I truly appreciate it. If you're new here, maybe think about going down, clicking that subscribe button, the like button, and ringing that notification bell if you want to see more videos like this in the future. As always, I love you, I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.